Hello to all of my twin flamers. This is Empress 1111, aka Dr. Shreya Tyen, and I am about to bring you a transmission about the sacred dance when it comes to this beautiful twin flame union. First, for some of you that are new on this journey, I want to refer you to my video. It should be uploaded by now. Confirmation on how I met my twin flame. This will debunk some of the lies and misconceptions that we have been under with this guise of the twin flame union and has kept us out of union or reunion with our twins. First, let me call upon Google so Google can give us a definition. Hey, Google, give me a definition for twin flame.
On the website lonerwolf.com, they say, your twin flame, or twin soul, is a person who you are destined to feel connected to on a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual level. Your twin flame represents your friend, lover, and teacher in this life.
So you heard the definition from Google. But you're going to also hear the definition channeled from source through me. We are about to go on this journey together. Walk with me hand in hand, energetically, and I will give you an overview so you can understand and overstand what this beautiful, sacred, divine union encompasses. I'm going to get some beautiful 639 megahertz behind me so you can readily accept this into your soul DNA and get your downloads that you need in order for you to clear any templates that need to be cleared in all directions and time and space in this very now moment, ever present, ever ready, and according to our divine appointment and according to our contract, for me to be a way shore and a guide to help you through the anointing of the divine to spread this message to you so you can receive it at this very moment in time. I'm going to call in some help, okay? I call in air, fire, water, earth, spirit, and ether. And I ask the source energy leads me, direct me, guide me, so I can be able to help with the evolution and the ascension process of our twin flames as a collective, and also that I will gain my evolution and that it will be a harmonic resonance for all in this transmission, including myself. Divine masculines are no longer playing the blame game. The old false twin does not exist anymore because it really never existed to begin with. These were just karmic partners, and some of you have treated the divine feminine like they were Joseph's brother, or Joseph's brothers did Joseph. You remember in the Bible where Joseph was sold into slavery. And this was just basically a foreshadow of what Judas was going to do to Jesus. But anyway, in this moment in time, you traded your divine feminine off the same way, mentally, emotionally, into slavery, leaving her in the darkest nights and the darkest hours by herself to figure out why things have taken place the way that they have within your union. But just like Joseph did for his brothers, the divine feminine is going to save you from spiritual famine. Some of you divine masculines are in deep depression right now. Some of you are trying to figure everything out. You're trying to figure out why this happened, why this has come upon you. Some of you have entered into deep depressions over it. But I'm here to tell you that both of you got separated for a divine reason that had nothing to do with you. It's not personal, but it's divine ordering. Some of you left your twin because you thought that the grass was greener on the other side. Some of the divine masculines, you confused your karmic partner as being your twin, and not until now you really realize that the divine feminine is the only one that God has made for you. You are two souls. You're two bodies, but one soul. And that's where the confusion came in, because you thought you were two souls. You thought that you and your twin incarnated and that she was her own individual soul and that you were your own individual soul. But now you're starting to get clarity that you are one. You're starting to see that very clearly. And a lot of you are beginning to have your senses for your sixth sense, which is your third eye chakra, open. You're starting to use telepathy to communicate when you have no contact at this moment with your twin. And some of you are using sexual synchronization to keep the energetic bond going between you and your twin flame, because now you're starting to tap into your alchemical powers, because the divine feminine is holding you in that regard. She is lifting you up and raising your consciousness through raising her consciousness. And the higher that she gets on that spiritual ladder, the higher that she's pulling you up in ranking. And you're just now realizing this, because you know that looking at this in introspection, that you are working and you are doing work too. But you also know that you have someone else that is helping you, and it's your divine feminine, because you're having epiphanies and synchronicities, and you know there's no way that these things can take place, and you know that there is a greater hand that is at play. Love is like water. It seeks its own form and it seeks its own level. This is why the twin flame journey is so perfect, because we reflect perfectly like mirrors in this union, and we can only reach love from the level of our being in which we're able to allow it. And some of your divine masculines were holding on to the past hurts that the divine feminine did to you, where you were not able to just let it go. Some of you just held on to it and you beat it upon her head about the things that she did that were inconsistent, and some of the things that she did that you felt like she did out of malice to hurt you. But I am here to tell you, divine masculines, that your divine feminine has signed a contract with you with the divine, and she is just carrying out this contract. The whole time that you were failing to realize that you had some past life issues that you needed to clear out, your divine feminine understood, and overstood on a more deeper level, on a subconscious level, that she had to act in the way that she acted in order for you to be able to clear those negative entities and those issues out of your bloodline. So this was pure divine love at its finest, and you didn't even know it, because you were just a spiritual baby. You were not fully awakened to your spiritual self like you are now. The twin flame unions are about divine mission first, And then it's about divine love. Just like Google said, the interpretation that you just got is a correct one. We have to be friends first. We have to do this mission. We have to do this thing called life and the purpose in which the divine has sent us here. And then we can romanticize the unionship so the world can see our love and the world as a whole can gain deeper understanding and overstanding on what it means to have unconditional love across the board. I woke up this morning at 6 a.m., I believe, and I had to purge. Because in this process of helping you, I am also helping myself to ascend. I am also purging out physical elements that no longer serve me, toxins that are in my body. And as you can hear my voice is a clear indication of the cleansing process that my body is going through. And I'm here to tell you that you are also going through a detoxification and a cleansing process spiritually in your unions. Both of you are learning the need to let go. Some divine masculines are already doing just that. It's not that they don't love you anymore, divine feminines, but they are being divinely guided. This is an energetic union based on universal laws, aka law of attraction. And I'm here to tell you that this indeed is divine ordering at play. What may appear as chaos to us is really divine ordering. And a lot of you divine feminines and divine masculines are being course corrected on your path in which you should walk at this very now moment in time, in all directions in time and space, in all dimensions. Because what you do on this earth, you're also exhibiting in the cosmos is an intergalactic love. And what you do for yourself, you not only do for your twin, but you also do for other beings that are out here in the cosmos, that are behind the scenes, helping you to grow in this process, in this ascension process of your evolution of both of your souls. With all the getting it is time for you, divine masculines and divine feminines, to get understanding. Wisdom is being called for from the divine creator, so you can have clarity about your divine contracts and what roles that you are needing to play on the new interface and the new templates that is now being demonstrated on the new earth. The old templates and the old timelines are demonized and filled with illusions. These were phased out in 2018, and we are now entering a new year, a year of the knowing and not the year of believing. With us embarking January the 10th, the 11th, and now the 12th will be tomorrow, we are coming into a deeper revolution. We are coming into a deeper understanding. The moon is positioning in Pisces, and it is a crescent moon, which means this will be a time of deep emotions and contemplations. And the arcanum will be judgment. Just like Libra weighs the scales, Pisceans are known to weigh things and act before, they are known to weigh things before they act. But some of the Pisceans, they have chose not to act at all, which is a choice. And the divine is calling upon the divine feminine to judge them because they are fit. These divine feminines have done their work. They are equipped. The judgment scales are already in the divine feminine's hands. Some have rendered judgment by walking away from the union altogether, and they are leaving the union and they're going into higher level soulmates, and they're going and entering into contracts because this divine masculine, he is also a divine masculine too, although not her twin flame, he is already lit completely up with all of his chakras aligned with hers. And source is doing the transference of energy from your auric field to this divine masculine's auric field so they can complete out the mission that the divine has for the divine feminine. Since she is holding her bargain of the contract, you will not enter into the kingdom if you do not get your act together. This is a warning. This is judgment. Are you going to get the mastery of this? Is what the divine is asking. You're being called to a higher purpose, because for those that know much, much is required. Now, there are also some divine feminines that have begun to take into consideration, for some of you, they're using judgment against you based off of your progress that you've made since you've been in union together in this incarnation, in this time, in this timeline. So your divine feminines, divine masculines, they took that into consideration. So some of you are safe for now. If the masculines succeed in the pursuit to open up the feminine energy that is flowing within him, he must be careful with the dance that he has initiated with her, which is your divine feminine counterpart that's in the flesh. He must be aware of what he is doing, because he is initiating a sacred ritual with her. And I'm talking about now reference to the divine feminine that is within, and also the divine feminine that is in the without. It is not wise to just play and toy around with her. I'm talking about the one that's in the without at this moment. And the arousing of his feminine energies and the arousing of her feminine energies, because to her, and I'm talking about the divine feminine now and the without, this dance is an ancient dance. It is a prayer from her soul from times ago. Her deep energies are precious alchemical forces of love. They're not to be tempered or tampered with or toyed around and played with the intent to only use this for lower chakra reasons and for ego. With that being said, if any of this is an attempt, it should be an attempt for only pure love and no lower chakra motivated agendas by desires that are only casually here to provoke her and only here to temporarily entertain her. The divine feminine wants nothing more than to have her energies moved and shaken and awakened. So with her divine masculine presence within her and without, her feminine presence will merge with the Kundalini risings so she can grow and mature spiritually. And if the divine masculine is not spiritually grown up enough to handle that revelry and that quickening of her soul, do not awaken her. Divine masculines, come home to your emokali, which is your home with the divine feminine. It has been assigned to you. This is the most grandest missions in the history of mankind due to the lightness and the brightness of your souls. The divine shows the brightest and the bright for this mission and has signed us up for this contract. We agreed to this contract. Yes, we did. We emit waves of golden and white light that is shining to the world through the deepest and the purest passion of unconditional love out into the cosmos with our twin flame unions. These are waves of light which will change the light quotient on the earth, and it will change the consciousness of humanity, and those around us will stare. They will stop and stare, and they will wonder what we have that is so different, and they will want the same too. This love, it will spread like wildfire throughout the world. Love is the highest vibration there is, and this is what we have been called forward to do as souls, to be brought to the light and to process their healing in the ascension process to begin occurring around the world, but most importantly, in the universe as a whole. This is a sacred contract that we signed up before we came into this existence, into this incarnation, upon this earth. This is a heavy and a weighty responsibility, and nothing to take lightly or jokingly. This is a big deal. We cannot do this alone, and we cannot do this without you, divine masculines. It is time for our divine kings to start reigning on their thrones. And so it is. That is the end of my transmission. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. Divine masculines, you have the door of romance that is being opened up to you at this moment. Okay? Came in at reverse. Because remember, the door is being opened. Are you going to walk in? For some of you, you're going to take this invitation from the divine and you're going to walk in gracefully. You're going to do your work. And even though you know that this is a very excuse me. Even though you know that this is a very arduous job, you're going to still take it on. And you're going to be gracious because you are awakening to why you are here in the first place. You are awakening to some of the mistreatment that you have dealt out to your divine feminine. And then there are some of you divine masculines that are waking up to a greater awakening. You too have chosen to walk away from your divine feminines because she too is toxic. She is still an immature babe in the spiritual realm. She has not let go of the physical part of the earthly plane. And so you have opened up yourself. You too have your chakras lit and they are open and they are spinning and you're coming into your crown chakra and you're allowing for the divine to lovingly guide you and lead you and protect you on this path to your soulmate, your higher soulmate. You are going to go into union this year with a higher level soulmate who is also going to have the same thing done through source, the transference of energy from your twin flame feminine who has decided, because she's not any longer called a divine feminine, because source has removed that from the feminines too that are stuck on the earthly plane and stuck in 3D. So that transference of energy is going to be moved from her soul DNA and transferred into your higher level soulmate, who is a divine feminine, so you can carry out your divine mission. This will not be stopped. No weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. The darker energies are here to try to stop this work, but they will not win. They cannot. There are more that are with us than there are that are against us. So for you divine masculines that are doing your work and that are on this path and that are graciously moving forward and onward and upward, you too will have your victory dance and your sacred dance and your sacred unions too. The garden and the gate. You see? All right. Well, guess what? That card just fell, which means to tell me this is a high vibration for you. You're going to come into union, divine masculines, with your divine feminine. For some of you, it's going to be your twin flame, and for some of you, it's going to be your higher level soulmate who is already activated, DNA coded, and ready for this mission and ready to do this thing called life with you. And not be your headache, but to be your energetic Tylenol, your spiritual Tylenol. She is your cure. Divine masculines, you have done a superb job at balancing your feminine and your masculine energies, the yin and the yang. You have had help from the spiritual realm, from your higher selves. You have been tapping into your higher selves, merging with your higher selves, merging your lower and your upper chakras to become one, so the divine can come through the 7 congregations and give the messages that needs to be given through the 7 archangels. You have done that, my dear. Your aura is a prism aura, and it is lit up with all of the colors of the rainbow because you are DNA coded and activated. Congratulations. And then the masculines are still working on trying to balance these energies out. That's what I'm hearing from source. So congratulations. You're not where you want to be, but you're definitely not where you started. Okay? This is a really good reading, by the way. I feel the energy without even looking at the rest of the cards to already know that this is amazing. And I am just saying that there's going to be major breakthroughs, and there's going to be major epiphanies, and there's going to be major miracles that are going to be miracles after miracles that are going to be in 2019 for those that are listening to this reading. And I'm just going to tell you that it's been well-deserved because you have been through hell and back, a lot of you divine feminines and divine masculines. It's not just the divine feminines, okay? The divine masculines have been through hell too. So this is the door to personal healing and happiness. The universe have heard your cries, divine masculines and divine feminines. You are going to have the obstacles removed from out of your life. We have the energy of Ganesha, who is coming to remove the obstacles. We also have Michael the Archangel, who is cutting cords, who is cutting old ties to old paradigms, so you guys can come into this harmonic shift and resonance that is now in the new earth, so we can go about our missions and accomplish them with so much furtheritude than what we had, and so much clarity than what we had in the past. The 2018 paradigm has basically ended, okay? Those things no longer serve us. We're not bringing up the past with our divine counterparts anymore. We're not holding them accountable for what they did because they were supposed to do it. We are coming into understanding of what our divine contracts are now. The door is opening. That means you're getting clarity from the higher realms. Continue to keep working with your higher self and the angels in the higher realms. Do not go outside of yourself. Source says go within. If you want any answers, get it from your higher selves. Connect with your angels. And I'm also being used as another medium to give you this deliverance and messages and transmissions. You have the stag as your spirit animal, divine masculines. Okay. The stag stands for leadership. You're being called to do your leadership role and to be the patriarch, but in a more feminine, balanced, matriarchal way. Okay, you are being called to be the Krishna, the Christ, the Buddha of this millennium. And for those of you who do not understand or understand what I mean by that, first of all, we know that Jesus Christ was very compassionate. Jesus had his twin flame, which was Mary Magdalene. You have your twin flame that's in the incarnation with you. Krishna had his twin flame, which is Radha. You see. So you are being called to weigh the scales from both sides, from your feminine and your masculine side, from your destructive and your creative side, from your light and your dark side, and bridge together so the two can become one. And that's the message that I have for the divine masculines. The message that I have from the divine feminines are you are being required to do strategic work here. And some of you are coming into the strategic work because you are realizing that you can no longer play mind games, head games with your divine masculines, masculines, because they are not divine yet until they're DNA activated and coded. They've been coded, it's inside of them, but they have not been activated yet. So they're just masculines. And you are coming to an understanding that you know that you can no longer play that, because that is in the old timelines, the mirroring back. Oh, well, I'm going to do to him what he does to me, so he knows how that feels. Well, we have come to a higher consciousness, and as conscious creators and as evolutionaries, we have evolved around that old paradigm that no longer serves us. That's the old template. We are no longer mirroring anything back. Okay? That timeline has been cleared. Source has removed that template. Okay? So that is no longer something that we are going to reach back on, because it did not serve us then, and it certainly doesn't serve us now. So she is moving with a different strategy. That is the reason why it's turned upside down, because this is not one that is a logical nature. This is one that is of divine nature, because she has been appointed and she has been initiated in the spiritual realm, and she has been ranked up, and she has a higher position than what she had. So this is about spiritual initiation and spiritual awareness. She is now using wisdom instead of using logic, because wisdom is coupled with love, unconditional love, and understanding and discernment and knowledge, which I can't make this shit up if I want to, which is the spirit has opened up the door. This is her opening for her initiation, for her to get higher ranking into the spiritual realm. She is the empress standing in her power, because she has been anointed on high. Spirit has given her this anointing. No counterpiece or any other karmic relationship that you enter can take her place. She is the one that has alchemical forces to heal this union and to lift you up in your vibration and to cleanse out and to help you with your karma. The only thing that these other people that you're in union with are going to do, masculines, is create more of it for you. She is the only one that can help to clear that out for you. And then I get from my divine masculines in reference to the divine feminines that are now aligning in alignment with bringing in and calling in their twin flame, their divine masculines, is that he is too doing his spiritual work. It's not been easy for him, but he is doing his work, and he is saying, game fucking on. Okay? He loves you so much. He loves you so much that every night when he lay his head on his pillow, he envisions your beautiful face lying right next to him, heart to heart, chakra to chakra, crown chakra. So you two have a crown chakra connection and a heart chakra connection, which is above any connection that is on this earthly plane. I can't make this stuff up if I wanted to, you guys. This is in the same position as the divine masculine's card, which is the yin and yang card. And then you got the divine feminine card, which is the angel of balance. Look. One on top, one on bottom. I can't make this up. Both of you are being called to balance your energies right now. Both of you are being called to, if you're in separation, to marry within your twin, merge within your divine masculine and your divine feminine. Make the two become one. This is how you're going to come into reunion. This is how you're going to come into partnership in this lifetime. And you are doing the work. The divine feminine is doing the work. The divine masculine is doing the work. The divine masculines out here that are connected with the energy of this card, you know who you are. You are doing the work. You're not in a karmic relationship. You are alone because you got your eyes on the prize. You got the temple path. She has been into the holy temple of the Holy of the Holies. Your divine feminine. The divine feminines out here, you have been in the temple of the holies of the holies. You are standing in the temple of the holies and the holies. And that is the reason why the grand creator and the divine has given you the scales of judgment. The scales of judgments have been used and exercised from this divine feminine to stand. Now, although she's standing, she is not a doormat. Don't get that misconstrued. She is standing on high because she is standing in the power of her beloved, which is the divine himself. You see, she's no longer looking for that physical union to bring in her twin flame. She is her twin flame embodied in the flesh. She knows that now. That's why she's standing in the temple. And it's in reverse because this is not something that needs to come to her. This is something that is already upon her. And last but not least, this is the Tower card. It's disruption. She has had many spiritual awakenings within spiritual awakenings. She has had that Tower moment, that moment of sweet surrender. She has let go and truly let God. The God within her is shaking her and awakening her and quickening her soul. This is something that her divine masculine was supposed to do. But since he did not, God has took the initiative. Source has took the initiative. The divine has taken the initiative to do it herself. Mother, Father, God has stepped in and carried out the contract for the divine masculine because he has not did his part. I stand corrected again. The masculine has not done his part. So he's done the work that the masculine should have done. That's the disruption I'm feeling. I'm also feeling that the disruption is some of the divine feminines that I talked about earlier in the transmission. There's a disruption to the union because she chose the higher level soulmate over you. And that is going to shift your paradigm. That's going to put you masculines on a different timeline because you no longer are in the kingdom. You too have got evicted and put out the garden just like Lucifer. All right. So with that being said, that is the conclusion of this reading. Like and subscribe, comment, please. I want to get your feedback. I want to know how you guys are doing out there. And give me more topics of discussions that you may want to hear and may want a reading on. You know, this is something that I feel you should take advantage of in a positive way because this is basically a free reading, a divine reading that is so accurate. It may not apply to all of you that are on the twin flame union, and that is okay, but it will resonate with those that it should. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And before I do, you know the drill. I now wrap you in my love and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. And so it is, everyone. Namaste.